A long time ago, in a big city called Granite City, there lived two brothers who were not ordinary people. These brothers were special because they had amazing superpowers. They were very strong, could move faster than anyone else, and could survive things that no normal person could. The older brother was called Samaritan, and he was a hero who wanted to protect people and help those in need. Samaritan always tried to stop bad guys and keep the city safe. People looked up to him and believed in his goodness. But his twin brother, called Nemesis, was very different. Nemesis was angry and full of hate because of the hard things that happened to him and the city. Instead of helping people, Nemesis wanted to hurt others and take revenge. The two brothers fought many times because they had opposite ideas about what was right. One day, they had a huge fight at a power plant, which caught on fire and exploded. After that, everyone thought both brothers had disappeared or died, and the city lost its heroes. Still, some kids and hopeful people believed Samaritan might still be alive somewhere, waiting for a chance to come back. Many years passed, and Granite City changed a lot. It became a dark and scary place filled with crime and gangs. People were afraid to walk outside, and the city didn't feel safe anymore. But in the middle of all this trouble lived a boy named Sam. Sam was a brave and kind-hearted kid. He still believed in heroes and hoped that Samaritan was out there somewhere, watching over the city. Sam didn't have much, and life was hard. But he always tried to do good and be strong. One day, when some bullies chased Sam through the streets, an old man named Joe Smith suddenly appeared and saved him. Joe was quiet and worked as a garbage collector, but he was very strong and mysterious. Sam noticed that Joe could do things no normal person could do, like breaking heavy doors or surviving accidents without a scratch. Sam began to think Joe might actually be Samaritan living in hiding, protecting the city in secret. This made Sam very curious and excited because he wanted to believe that the hero was still alive. As Sam spent more time with Joe, he asked him many questions about being a hero. But Joe didn't want to talk about his past or use his powers again. He wanted to live a quiet life and stay hidden. Meanwhile, the city was getting worse because a new bad guy named Cyrus came along. Cyrus was dangerous and powerful. He found Nemesis's old super weapon, a glowing hammer that could cause a lot of damage. Cyrus wanted to use this hammer to take control of the city and spread fear everywhere. He believed in chaos and thought people didn't deserve peace or safety. The city needed a hero more than ever. Joe knew he couldn't stay hidden anymore, but here is the big surprise: Joe wasn't Samaritan at all. Joe was actually Nemesis, the brother who had once been the villain. But something inside Joe had changed over the years. He didn't want to hurt people anymore. He wanted to protect Sam and the city and make up for the wrong things he had done in the past. In the last part of the story, Joe fought a big battle against Cyrus to save Sam and Granite City. Even though Joe had been a bad guy before, he used his strength and courage to stop Cyrus and destroy the dangerous hammer. Joe's fight showed that people can change, and even if they made mistakes before, they can become heroes by doing good things. Joe didn't want to be called Samaritan or Nemesis anymore. He just wanted to be a man who helped others and protected those who couldn't protect themselves. Sam learned an important lesson. Being a hero is not about having powers or being famous. It's about making the right choices, helping others, and caring for your city and friends. Sam told everyone that the spirit of Samaritan was back because people believed in hope, bravery, and kindness again. Joe's biggest contribution was showing that true heroism comes from inside. And anyone can be a hero if they try their best to do good. Julius Avery is the person who directed the movie Samaritan. Being a director means he was like the boss of the movie. He made sure everything in the movie came together perfectly, from how the story was told, to how the actors acted, to how the scenes looked on the screen. Julius Avery's job was very important because he had to help everyone work together to make the movie fun, exciting, and easy to understand. He worked with many people like actors, camera crews, and writers to bring the story of Samaritan to life. Julius had a clear idea of what he wanted the movie to feel like: a story about heroes, hope, and change that kids and adults could enjoy. He wanted to show that even people who make mistakes can become heroes if they choose to do good. This message was very important to him, so he worked hard to make sure the movie told this story in a way that everyone could understand and feel inspired by. Julius Avery's performance as a director was strong and creative. He used his imagination to bring the exciting city of Granite City to life on the big screen. He chose cool places to film and worked with special effects teams to create the superpowers that Samaritan and other characters had. Julius wanted the movie to look real but also magical, so kids watching could believe in the heroes. He worked closely with the actors to help them understand their characters and how to act like real people who face big challenges but still try to do good. Julius was patient and kind, listening to ideas from everyone and making sure the story made sense. Because he cared so much about the message of the movie, he spent a lot of time planning each scene, practicing with actors, and checking that the movie showed the important ideas clearly, like courage, kindness, and forgiveness. Making a movie like Samaritan was not easy, and Julius Avery faced some problems while working on it. One big challenge was making sure the superpowers looked amazing but still felt believable. It takes a lot of time, money, and teamwork to create special effects that look like real magic or strength. Julius had to work with many artists and technicians to get everything just right. Another problem was telling a complicated story about two brothers, heroes, and villains in a way that kids could understand but that still felt exciting for older viewers too. Julius had to carefully choose what parts of the story to show and how to show them clearly. Sometimes, filming took longer than planned because of weather, technical issues, or scheduling with actors. But Julius stayed calm and kept encouraging everyone to do their best, even when things got hard or confusing. He believed in the movie and the story, and that helped him overcome the problems. In the end, Julius Avery's hard work and dedication helped make Samaritan a movie that many people enjoyed watching. His contribution as the director was huge because he was the one who brought all the pieces together, the story, the actors, the special effects, and the message. Julius showed that a director has to be a leader, a problem solver, and a creative thinker all at once. Even though making movies can be tough and full of surprises, Julius never gave up. He wanted to tell a story about hope, courage, and the chance to change that could inspire kids and grown-ups alike. Because of his work, Samaritan became more than just an action movie. It became a story about what it means to be a true hero. Julius Avery's performance as a director teaches us that with hard work, kindness, and believing in a good idea, we can make great things happen. Even when things seem difficult, Bragi F. Schutt is the person who wrote the story and the script for the movie Samaritan. Writing a movie means creating the story, the characters, and all the things that happen in the film. Bragi's job was to imagine a world where superheroes exist, but also have problems like regular people. He had to think about the story of two brothers, one good and one bad, and how they fight, but also how they can change. Writing a story like this is very important because it helps the director, actors, and everyone else understand what the movie should be about. Bragi wanted to write a story that was exciting and full of action. It also had a message about being kind, brave, and never giving up. His writing had to make the story easy to follow, especially for kids, so that everyone could enjoy the movie and learn something good from it. Bragi's performance as a writer was creative and thoughtful. He created characters that felt real, even though they had superpowers. He made sure the story had many exciting parts like battles, secrets, and surprises to keep people interested. At the same time, he wanted to show that heroes are not perfect and can make mistakes but still try to be good. Bragi wrote all the words that the characters say and the descriptions of what happens in every scene. This means he had to think about how to show feelings like hope, fear, anger, and love using simple words that kids could understand easily. His writing helped make the movie more than just action. It made it a story about families, choices, and growing up. Because of his good writing, actors could understand their parts well and show the emotions needed to tell the story in a powerful way. Writing the story for Samaritan was not easy, and Bragi faced some problems while working on it. One big challenge was to make the story clear and interesting for many different people, kids, teens, and adults. He had to find the right balance between exciting fights and important messages about being a hero. Sometimes, it was hard to decide how much to explain about the character's past and feelings without making the story too confusing or too long. Bragi also had to change and fix parts of the script many times because movies are made by many people who give their ideas. This means Bragi had to be patient and open to new ideas while still keeping the story strong and true to what he wanted to say. Even when things were difficult, Bragi kept writing and rewriting because he believed in the story and wanted to share it with the world. In the end, Bragi F. Schutt's hard work as a writer helped make Samaritan a movie with a powerful and meaningful story. His contribution was huge because the story is the heart of any movie. Without a good story, the movie would not be interesting or fun to watch. Bragi showed that writing is not just about words, but about creating a world and characters that people can care about. His writing helped teach an important lesson, that being a hero is about making good choices, being kind, and helping others, even when it is hard. Thanks to Bragi's creative mind and dedication, Samaritan became more than just a superhero movie. It became a story that inspires kids and adults to believe in themselves and the power of change. Bragi's work reminds us that every great movie starts with a great story. And that's why he is so important to the movie Samaritan. Sylvester Stallone and Braden Aftergood were the producers of the movie Samaritan. Being a producer means they help make the whole movie happen. Producers are like the managers or helpers who organize everything to make sure the movie gets made from the beginning to the end. They help find the money to pay for the movie, choose the people who work on it, and make important decisions about how the movie should be made. Sylvester Stallone is very famous because he acted in many action movies. So his experience was very useful for this superhero story. Braden Aftergood is also very talented at helping movies get made smoothly. Together, they worked hard behind the scenes to make sure Samaritan would be a movie that kids and adults could enjoy, full of exciting adventures and good lessons. Sylvester Stallone and Braden Aftergood's work as producers was very important. They helped bring the right team together, like the director, writers, actors, and special effects experts. They made sure everyone had what they needed to do their best work. Sylvester's knowledge about action movies helped guide the movie to be fun and thrilling. They also helped plan the movie's schedule, so the filming happened on time. A movie takes a lot of planning and cooperation, and producers like Sylvester and Braden keep everything organized so the movie doesn't get delayed or run out of money. Their job was to support the creative people while also making smart choices to keep the project moving forward. Thanks to their hard work, the movie was able to be finished and shown to people all around the world, even though Sylvester Stallone and Braden Aftergood did a great job. They faced some big problems while producing Samaritan. One challenge was making sure the movie looked amazing but also stayed inside the budget. Special effects for superheroes can be very expensive, so they had to plan carefully how to use the money. Another problem was organizing all the people involved, a crew and artists. Sometimes, filming had to be rescheduled because of weather or actors had other jobs, and that made things tricky. They also had to make sure the story was suitable for kids and families, which meant working closely with the director and writer to keep the movie fun but also meaningful. When problems like these happened, Sylvester and Braden had to be patient, calm, and smart to find solutions and keep everyone motivated. In the end, Sylvester Stallone and Braden Aftergood's hard work and leadership helped make Samaritan a successful and exciting movie. Their biggest contribution was making sure the movie was made on time, looked great, and told a story that could inspire kids and grown-ups alike. Producing a movie is a very big job. And it takes people like Sylvester and Braden who can lead teams, solve problems, and believe in the project. They showed that making a movie is not just about the actors or the story, but also about teamwork and good planning behind the scenes. Thanks to their efforts, Samaritan became a movie that teaches us about being brave, helping others, and never giving up, which is what makes it special for kids to watch and enjoy. Their work reminds us that heroes don't only exist on screen, they also work hard behind the scenes. David Ungaro was the cinematographer for the movie Samaritan. That means he was the person responsible for how the movie looks when you watch it on the screen. The job of a cinematographer is very important because they decide how to use the camera, lights, and colors to make the story come alive. David had to think about where to put the camera to show the best view of the heroes, the city, and the action scenes. He helped create the mood of the movie, like making some parts look bright and hopeful or others look dark and scary. His work made the city of Granite City feel real and exciting, so the audience could feel like they were inside the story. David's special eye for pictures helped the movie look beautiful and thrilling for kids and adults to enjoy. David Ungaro's performance as a cinematographer was very creative and careful. He worked closely with the director, Julius Avery, to understand how the story should look on screen. They talked about how to show the hero's powers in a way that felt amazing but not too confusing. David had to choose the right cameras and lenses to capture fast action scenes clearly and to make slow emotional moments feel touching. He also used lights to make characters look strong or mysterious. David's work helped the actors shine by showing their faces and feelings in the best way. Without his careful planning and creative ideas, the movie would not have been as exciting or beautiful to watch. He made sure every scene told a part of the story with pictures, not just words. While working on Samaritan, David Ungaro faced some big challenges. One problem was filming action scenes that involve superpowers and special effects. These scenes needed the camera to move fast and follow the characters without making the viewers feel dizzy or confused. David had to plan every camera move carefully, sometimes practicing many times before the perfect shot. Another challenge was working in different places, like dark alleys or busy streets, and making sure the lighting was just right. Sometimes the weather was not good, and this made filming hard because the light changes or it starts to rain. David had to be flexible and find new ways to get the best pictures even when things did not go as planned. Despite these problems, David stayed patient and used his experience to solve every challenge so the movie could look great. In the end, David Ungaro's hard work as the cinematographer made Samaritan a visually amazing movie. His contribution was huge because the way a movie looks helps tell the story just as much as the words and actions. David showed that being a cinematographer means using your creativity and technical skills to bring magic to the screen. His work helped the movie feel real and exciting, so kids watching could imagine they were heroes too. David's job was to catch every moment perfectly on camera, and thanks to his talent and hard work, Samaritan became a movie full of adventure, hope, and heart. This teaches us that behind every great movie, there is someone like David who uses their eyes and hands to create the pictures that make stories unforgettable. Matt Evans and Pete Boudreau were the editors of the movie Samaritan. Being an editor means they were the people who took all the video clips that were filmed and put them together in the right order to tell the story clearly and excitingly. Imagine filming a superhero movie with many scenes, some action, some quiet, some funny, and some sad. Matt and Pete's job was to choose the best parts of these scenes and join them like pieces of a puzzle so the movie flows smoothly. They made sure the story didn't feel too long or too fast, so kids and adults could enjoy every moment. Editing is like magic because it turns many small clips into one big movie that makes sense and keeps the audience interested from start to finish. Matt and Pete's work as editors was very careful and creative. They worked closely with the director, Julius Avery, to understand how the movie should feel. Sometimes, they had to decide how long a scene should last or when to cut to a different scene to keep the story exciting. For example, in action scenes with superheroes fighting, they had to make sure every punch or jump looked smooth and powerful. In emotional scenes, they had to let the actors' feelings show without cutting too quickly. Matt and Pete also worked with special effects teams to fit in cool computer-made powers or explosions. Their careful editing helped the movie look like one exciting adventure where every scene helps tell the story clearly and makes the audience want to keep watching. While working on Samaritan, Matt Evans and Pete Boudreau faced some big challenges. One problem was having to work with many hours of footage. That means a lot of video was filmed, but not all of it could be used in the movie. They had to watch carefully and decide what to keep and what to leave out, which was not always easy because some parts were really good. Another challenge was making sure the movie's pace was right. Sometimes movies can feel too slow or too rushed if the scenes aren't cut well. They had to fix this by trying many different ways to put scenes together. Also, special effects sometimes arrive late, so Matt and Pete had to adjust their editing after the effects were added. Despite these problems, they stayed patient and worked hard to make sure the movie looked perfect and told the story clearly. In the end, Matt Evans and Pete Boudreau's work as editors helped make Samaritan a fun and exciting movie to watch. Their contribution was very important because editing helps tell the story in the best way possible. They showed that editors are like storytellers too, using video clips to create a movie that feels real and keeps people interested. Thanks to their careful work, the movie flows smoothly from the first scene to the last, making it easy for kids and grown-ups to follow the adventure of heroes and villains. Their work reminds us that making a movie is not only about filming, but also about putting everything together perfectly, which takes patience, creativity, and teamwork. Matt and Pete helped Samaritan become a great story on screen that teaches lessons about bravery, kindness, and never giving up. Jed Kurzel and Kevin Kiner were the musicians who made the music for the movie Samaritan. In movies, Music is very important because it helps tell the story without using words. Music can make us feel happy, sad, excited, or even scared, depending on what is happening in the movie. Jed and Kevin's job was to create all the sounds and songs that play during the movie to help show how the characters feel and make the scenes more exciting. They used many different musical instruments like drums, violins, and computers to create sounds that fit the superhero story. The music helps the audience feel like they are part of the adventure, cheering for the heroes or feeling the tension when the bad guys appear. Without music, movies can feel quiet and less exciting. So Jed and Kevin's work was very important to bring the movie Samaritan to life. Jed Kurzel and Kevin Kiner worked very carefully to create the perfect music for each scene. They listened to the movie again and again to understand what kind of feelings the scenes needed. For example, in fast action scenes, they used quick and strong beats to make the audience feel the excitement and energy of the fight. In sad or quiet moments, they used soft and slow music to help people feel the characters' emotions. They worked with computers and real instruments to mix many sounds together. Sometimes they had to create new sounds that sounded like superpowers or mysterious moments. Jed and Kevin worked closely with the director and editors to make sure the music matched the story perfectly. So every note helped tell the story in the best way possible. Creating music for Samaritan was not easy, and Jed Kurzel and Kevin Kiner faced some challenges. One problem was making sure the music didn't get too loud or too quiet, so it wouldn't cover the actors' voices, but still be strong enough to feel powerful. They had to balance the music carefully with the sounds of the city, the fighting, and the characters talking. Another challenge was making music that could be enjoyed by kids but also feel serious enough for adults. Sometimes they had to rewrite parts of the music many times because the movie's scenes changed during editing. Also, they had to finish the music on time so the movie could be completed. Even when it was difficult, Jed and Kevin kept working hard and used their creativity to solve every problem and make the music perfect for the movie. In the end, Jed Kurzel and Kevin Kiner's music made Samaritan a more exciting and emotional movie. Their big contribution was helping the story come alive through sounds that everyone could feel inside their hearts. Music is like magic that helps movies tell stories without words, and thanks to Jed and Kevin, Samaritan could show feelings like courage, sadness, hope, and bravery through music. Their work teaches us that making music for movies is not just about playing notes, but about helping people connect with the story and characters. Because of their hard work and talent, kids and grown-ups watching the movie can enjoy a full experience that touches their feelings and makes the adventure unforgettable. Jed Kurzel and Kevin Kiner showed that music is a powerful tool that brings movies to life and makes stories even better. Making a movie like Samaritan is a big job that takes a lot of time, people, and teamwork. First, the people who make movies come up with a story. Then, they write a script, which is like a special book that tells actors what to say and do. After that, the movie crew builds sets, finds costumes, and prepares special effects like explosions and cool powers. For Samaritan, the makers wanted to show a story about heroes, villains, and a city that needs saving. They needed actors who could play strong characters like the quiet Mr. Smith and the dangerous Cyrus. They also used computers to make special powers look real, like smashing through walls or lifting cars. All these steps take a long time, sometimes months or even years. So everyone has to work together carefully to make the movie exciting and believable. Now, about Silo, he was one of the most important people behind the scenes, even if you don't see him on the screen. Silo was part of the production team, which means he helped plan and create many parts of the movie. He worked as a coordinator who made sure the right equipment was ready and the scenes went smoothly. Silo helped the director and actors by organizing everything, like where to place cameras, how to light the scenes, and how to make sure the action moments were safe and looked great. Sometimes, he helped with special effects, making sure the explosions and fights looked real but were still safe for everyone. Silo's job was to bring together many pieces of the puzzle so the movie could be made without problems. Without him, the movie would be much harder to finish because so many things have to happen perfectly during filming, besides helping with equipment and planning. Silo also worked closely with the special effects team. These are the artists who make amazing things happen on screen that you can't do in real life. For example, when the characters use super strength or when the city is shaking during a battle, special effects help make those moments look real and exciting. Silo helped make sure these effects matched the story and looked just right for kids and families to enjoy. He also helped coordinate stunts, which are the tricky moves actors do to make fights and chases look cool but safe. Because Silo helped organize all these tricky parts, the actors could focus on acting their best and the audience could have fun watching the movie without worrying about anything going wrong. In the end, Silo's work was very important because he helped turn the story from a script on paper into a real movie that people could watch in theaters or at home. Making a movie is like building a big puzzle with many moving parts, and Silo made sure all the parts fit together perfectly. His careful planning and teamwork helped the movie stay on schedule and kept everyone happy and safe during filming. Thanks to people like Silo, Samaritan became a movie full of exciting action, important lessons, and cool heroes that kids everywhere could enjoy. Even though you might not see Silo's name on the big screen, his hard work made the whole movie possible. That's why Silo's contribution to the production was huge and very special. Making a movie like Samaritan doesn't happen quickly. It all starts with an idea, cool story about heroes, villains, and adventure. The people who create movies spend a lot of time developing this idea before cameras even start rolling. They write many versions of the story to make it perfect. Then, they plan how the movie will look, what the characters will wear, and what special effects they will use to make the action exciting. During this time, lots of people work together, like writers, artists, and directors. The goal is to create a movie that kids and families will love and understand. Developing Samaritan took a long time because the story is about deep feelings, big battles, and surprising secrets. So everything had to be just right. Now, here's where Silo comes in. Silo was one of the people who helped develop the movie Samaritan. But Silo's job wasn't to act or direct it, was to help the movie come together behind the scenes in important ways. Silo worked as a development assistant who helped connect the different parts of the movie. He made sure the story was easy to understand, especially for kids, by helping explain things clearly. He also helped the team decide how the characters would look and behave, making sure the heroes and villains were believable and exciting. Silo helped test ideas and gave advice on what kids might like or what might be too scary. His job was to help the movie grow from a rough idea into a story that was fun, clear, and full of heart. Silo's biggest contribution was making sure the story didn't get too complicated. Sometimes, when movies are developed, the story can get confusing because there are so many characters and big events happening. Silo helped the writers and directors keep the story simple so kids could follow along easily. He suggested ways to explain important parts using simple words and actions. Silo also helped decide what scenes should be in the movie and which ones might be too long or confusing. This helped the movie stay exciting from start to finish. He worked with the team to balance action with quiet moments so the audience could feel the emotions of the characters and understand why they did what they did. Silo's ideas helped the movie become something both kids and grown-ups could enjoy together because of Silo's hard work during development. Samaritan became a movie that tells a powerful story in a way that is easy to enjoy and remember. He helped bring the characters to life by making sure their choices and feelings made sense. Silo also helped the movie stay true to its message that even people who have made mistakes can change and become heroes in their own way. Without Silo's help, the story might have been confusing or too hard for kids to understand. His role behind the scenes was like a guide, helping everyone stay on the right path while creating the movie. Thanks to Silo, Samaritan became a movie full of action, heart, and hope that kids everywhere can watch and learn from. His contribution was very big and very important to making the movie what it is today. When people make a movie like Samaritan, they need actors to play all the characters in the story. This process is called casting. Casting means choosing the right people to act as the heroes, villains, and other characters so the story feels real and exciting. It's a very important job because if the wrong actors are picked, the movie might not be fun or believable. The casting team watches many auditions where actors perform parts of the script to show how they would play the character. They look for actors who can show the character's feelings, strength, and personality. For Samaritan, casting was extra special because the movie has powerful heroes and villains with lots of emotions and action. The casting team had to find people who could be strong and kind, scary and smart, all at the same time. Now, let's talk about Silo and how he helped with casting. Silo was part of the casting team, which means he helped find and choose the right actors for the movie. His job was very important because he helped watch auditions and gave advice about which actors would be best for each character. Silo paid close attention to how actors spoke, moved, and acted out their parts. He helped make sure that the actors could play both the action scenes and the emotional parts well. For example, the character of Mr. Smith needed to look quiet and normal, but also have secret powers and a strong heart. Silo helped find an actor who could do all those things. Silo's eyes for detail and understanding of the story helped the casting team pick actors who could bring the story to life in a way kids could understand and enjoy. Besides helping pick the actors, Silo also helped the actors get ready to play their parts. Sometimes, actors need to learn how to move like a superhero, or how to speak in a way that matches their character. Silo helped organize workshops and practice sessions where actors could train and learn new skills. He helped the actors understand the story better, so they knew why their characters did certain things or felt certain emotions. This made the acting much stronger and more believable. Silo made sure that the actors felt comfortable and confident, especially when they had to perform exciting fight scenes or scary moments. By supporting the actors, Silo helped the whole movie feel more real and fun to watch for kids and families because of Silo's work in casting. Samaritan ended up with actors who fit perfectly into their roles. The hero felt brave and kind, the villain was scary and powerful, and all the other characters felt real and interesting. Silo's careful choices and support made the movie more exciting and easier for kids to understand. When you watch the movie, you see characters who look like they belong in the story because the right actors were chosen to bring them to life. Even though you don't see Silo's name in the credits like the actors, his work was one of the most important parts of making Samaritan a movie that kids enjoy. Without his help in casting, the movie might not have been as amazing or as fun to watch. That's why Silo's contribution was very big, very important, and very special. Filming is the process of actually recording the scenes of a movie with cameras. For the movie Samaritan, filming was when all the actors came together to act out their parts, and the crew used cameras to capture everything. This is where the story that was written on paper starts to come alive with real people, places, and sounds. The filming for Samaritan happened in special places called sets, which were made to look like a city where the superheroes and villains live. The director and the cinematographer worked very closely to decide how each scene should be shot, where the camera should be placed, and how the lighting should look. Filming is very exciting because it means the story is finally being told in pictures and videos that we can watch on screens. During filming, many people worked hard to make everything perfect. The actors had to practice their lines and actions many times to look natural and believable on camera. They had to act like superheroes, sometimes pretending to fly or fight bad guys, which can be very hard. The camera crew followed the actors carefully, moving the cameras in just the right way to catch all the action without shaking or missing anything important. Lighting experts made sure that the scenes were bright enough or dark enough depending on the mood. Sometimes, special effects teams use computers and props to create explosions or superpowers that we see in the movie. Filming takes a lot of teamwork because everyone needs to work together to make sure the story looks amazing on screen. Filming Samaritan was not always easy, and many challenges came up. One big problem was filming the action scenes safely because superheroes do many dangerous moves like jumping, running, and fighting. The actors and stunt teams had to be very careful to avoid getting hurt, so they practiced a lot before filming these parts. Sometimes the weather was bad, like rain or strong wind, which made it hard to film outside. Also, filming could take many days or weeks, and everyone had to remember their lines and actions perfectly each time the camera rolled. Sometimes scenes had to be filmed many times to get them just right. Even with these difficulties, everyone stayed patient and worked together because they all wanted to make a great movie that kids would love to watch. In the end, filming is one of the most important parts of making a movie like Samaritan. Without filming, the story would just be words on paper. But filming turns those words into pictures that people can see and enjoy. It is where the magic happens, where actors become heroes, cities come alive, and adventures are shown in an exciting way. Hard work, patience, and creativity of everyone involved in filming helped make Samaritan a movie full of thrilling moments and important lessons. Thanks to the filming process, kids and families around the world can watch the movie and imagine what it would be like to be brave, kind, and strong, just like the characters in Samaritan. Filming is the heart of the movie, making stories real and fun for everyone. When a movie like Samaritan is finished, the next important step is called the release. The release means sharing the movie with the world so that lots of people can watch it. After many months of filming, editing, and making special effects, the movie is ready to be shown to audiences. This is a big moment because it means the story, the heroes, and all the hard work done by the actors and crew can now be enjoyed by kids and families everywhere. Releasing a movie is like opening the door to a new adventure and inviting everyone to come inside and watch what has been created. It's a very exciting time for everyone involved in making the movie. Releasing a movie like Samaritan takes a lot of planning and teamwork. The people in charge of the release decide where and when the movie will be shown first. Sometimes movies are released in theaters where people buy tickets to watch on big screens. Other times, movies are released on special streaming services, which means you can watch them at home on a computer, TV, or tablet. For Samaritan, The release was planned carefully so that kids and families could watch it safely and easily. There are also posters, trailers, and fun advertisements made to tell people about the movie and make them excited to watch it. Okay? Part of releasing is called marketing, and it helps spread the word so more people know about the movie. The release of Samaritan also involves making sure everything is ready for viewers to enjoy the best experience. The movie is checked again to make sure the picture and sound quality are perfect on different devices, whether it's a big movie theater screen or a small phone screen. The release team also makes sure the movie is available in different languages or with subtitles so kids from all over the world can understand and enjoy the story. Sometimes there are special events like movie premieres, where the actors and filmmakers meet fans and talk about the movie. These events make the release even more special and fun. The release is not just about showing the movie, it's about sharing a story with the whole world and making it a memorable moment for everyone. In the end, or sir, rockers, rutters, copies but kakabus karsakist, kapur, or wine son with kawan sakakawan the xer setter kak tere kak tit kak kiski sakaka then this it is the time when kids, families, and superhero fans get to watch the exciting story, learn lessons about bravery and kindness, and enjoy the adventure together. The release helps the movie reach millions of people who can be inspired by the heroes and their journey. It also means the movie can be talked about, shared with friends, and remembered for a long time. Without the release, the movie would stay hidden. But thanks to the careful planning and teamwork during the release, Samaritan becomes a fun and exciting experience that everyone can enjoy at home or in theaters. The release is the grand celebration of the movie's journey from idea to screen. When we talk about theatrical in movies like Samaritan, it means showing the movie on a big screen inside a movie theater. This is where people go to watch movies together in a large room called a cinema, with comfy seats and a really big screen. The theatrical experience is special because the picture and sound are much bigger and clearer than watching at home. Theaters have huge speakers that make the sounds loud and exciting, and the big screen helps everyone see all the details, like the superheroes' costumes, their powers, and the city around them. Watching Samaritan in a theater lets kids and families feel like they are part of the adventure, surrounded by friends and other fans. It's a fun way to enjoy the movie together and share excitement. The theatrical release of Samaritan is very important because it helps the movie reach lots of people at the same time. When the movie is shown in theaters, many kids and grown-ups can go watch it on opening day or weekends. Going to the theater is a special outing. People buy tickets, get popcorn, and settle in their seats to enjoy the movie. The movie theater creates a magical feeling, making the story come alive in a way that is different from watching on smaller screens at home. For the makers of Samaritan, having the movie shown in theaters means their hard work is appreciated by audiences who can enjoy the best picture and sound quality. It also helps the movie become popular and talked about by fans all over the world. Showing Samaritan in theaters also means the people who work at the theater have an important job. They make sure the movie plays at the right time and that the screen and sound systems are working perfectly. Sometimes, theaters have special showings where families can enjoy the movie with extra fun, like costume contests or superhero-themed snacks. The theater experience helps bring the story to life by making it big and exciting for everyone. 1. Challenge of the theatrical release is making sure many theaters around the world can show the movie at the same time, so fans everywhere get a chance to watch it early. Sometimes, the movie may be shown in different languages or have subtitles, so kids from many countries can understand the story and enjoy the movie together. In the end, the theatrical part of Samaritan is very important because it creates a special moment for everyone who loves movies. Watching a movie like Samaritan in a theater is like going on a big adventure with friends and family, surrounded by the sounds and pictures that make the story exciting and fun. The theatrical release helps the movie become a shared experience, where fans can cheer for heroes and enjoy the story together. It shows how movies bring people together to laugh, feel brave, and learn about kindness and courage. Thanks to theaters, Samaritan can be enjoyed in the best way possible, making it a movie that kids and adults will remember and love for a long time. The theater makes the movie bigger, brighter, and more magical for everyone who watches it. After the movie Samaritan finished its time in theaters, it became available for people to watch at home. This is called home media, which means that families, children, and people all over the world could enjoy the movie on their TVs, computers, or tablets. Home media is very important because not everyone can go to the theater, and some people like to watch movies multiple times in the comfort of their own home. By being available on home media, Samaritan reached many more people than it did in theaters alone. Kids could now watch the adventures of Joe and Sam, see the exciting superhero action, and enjoy all the lessons about bravery, kindness, and hope without leaving their house. This made the story more accessible and allowed more children and families to be inspired by the hero Samaritan. Home media also helped people experience the movie in new ways. Families could pause and rewind the movie to watch their favorite parts again, like the moments when Samaritan saves people, or when Sam learns important lessons about courage and helping others. Children could take their time understanding the story, noticing small details that might have been missed in the theater. Parents could watch the movie with their children and talk about the important messages, like helping others, believing in hope, and standing up to bullies or criminals. This made the home viewing experience not just entertaining, but also a way to learn valuable lessons in a safe and comfortable place. By bringing the movie into homes, the story of Samaritan became more personal and memorable for young viewers. Another contribution of home media was that it allowed people to enjoy the movie anywhere and anytime. Kids who live far from big cities, where theaters might not be available, could now watch Samaritan and join the adventure. It also gave children a chance to watch the movie again and again, which helped them understand the story better and connect more with the characters. Watching Samaritan at home meant that the young viewers could imagine themselves as heroes just like Sam, learning courage, kindness, and hope. The movie became more than just a one-time experience. It became something children could revisit, enjoy, and learn from every time they watched it. Home media turned the exciting adventures of Samaritan into a long-lasting story that could inspire children over and over. Finally, the home media release helped make the story of Samaritan a part of children's daily lives. Kids could gather with friends or siblings, watch the movie together, and talk about the lessons they learned. It became a story they could share, imagine, and even act out in games. Pretending to be heroes who protect their city just like Joe. Home media also helped families feel connected to the movie, sharing excitement, laughter, and suspense together. By being available in homes, the movie's message of hope, bravery, and kindness reached more hearts, making the story of Samaritan more powerful and meaningful. The home media contribution of Samaritan showed that great stories can continue to inspire and teach children, not just in theaters, but anytime they want to see heroes in action and learn how to be brave and kind in their own lives. The reception of the movie Samaritan tells us how people reacted to the story, the action, and the characters after they watched it. When a movie is released, some people go to the theater, while others watch it at home, and they all share their opinions. For Samaritan, many people were excited because they love superheroes and enjoy seeing heroes saving the day. Kids, teenagers, and adults were curious to see what happened to Samaritan after he disappeared for so many years. The reception is important because it shows how much the story, the hero, and the adventure affected the audience. People talked about how exciting and fun the movie was, how brave the hero was, and how Sam's curiosity and hope inspired everyone to believe in good things. Many children and families who watched Samaritan liked the story because it was full of action, adventure, and important lessons. They enjoyed seeing Joe, who is actually Samaritan, helping people in the city, fighting bad guys, and showing courage even when things were scary. Kids liked following Sam's journey too, as he learned how to be brave, care for others, and believe in heroes. The reception was positive because viewers felt happy, inspired, and entertained. People appreciated that the movie was not only exciting but also taught valuable lessons about kindness, hope, and never giving up. This shows that a movie's reception is about more than just fun. It is also about how it can inspire children and families in their everyday lives. At the same time, some people shared their honest opinions about what they thought could be better. They talked about parts of the story that were confusing or moments they wanted to see more of. Even these opinions are part of the reception because they help people understand the movie in a deeper way and show that everyone experiences stories differently. For children, It is a chance to learn that it's okay to have different ideas and feelings about movies. It also teaches them that listening to others' opinions and talking about stories can make watching movies more fun and interesting. The reception of Samaritan was full of discussions, excitement, and sharing of ideas. It shows that the movie connected with people in many ways. Finally, the reception of Samaritan helped the movie become remembered and talked about even after. People watched it. Kids shared the story with friends, talked about their favorite parts, and even pretended to be heroes like Joe and Sam in their games. Families discussed the lessons about bravery, helping others, and standing up for what is right. The movie's reception showed that people were inspired by the heroism, kindness, and hope in the story. It proved that a good story can touch hearts, make people dream about being better, and encourage children to believe in heroes inside themselves. The reception contribution of Samaritan was very important because it shows how the movie made people excited, thoughtful, and inspired, creating a lasting impact that children and families can carry with them. The critical response of the movie Samaritan tells us what movie experts, reviewers, and people who study films thought about the story, the heroes, and all the exciting action. Critics are people who watch movies carefully and explain what they liked or didn't like. In the case of Samaritan, many critics talked about how brave and strong the hero Joe was, how inspiring his actions were, and how much children could learn from the story. Critics often notice small details in movies that others might miss, like how the scenes are filmed, how the characters act, and how the story makes people feel. For kids, this shows that even movies about superheroes are carefully made, and the experts' opinions help others understand what makes a movie special or meaningful. Many critics praised Samaritan for its exciting adventure, thrilling action scenes, and the important lessons it teaches about bravery, kindness, and hope. They liked how Sam, the young boy, inspired Joe to be a hero again, showing that even children's belief in good things can make a difference. Critics also noticed that the movie was fun and engaging, keeping audiences on the edge of their seats, with surprising moments and heroic actions. They talked about how the story showed that heroes are not only about strength, but also about helping others, standing up for what is right, and never giving up, which is an important lesson for children to understand. This part of the critical response helps kids know that the movie is not just fun, but also teaches important values. Some critics gave suggestions about how the story could have been even better, like wanting to see more adventures, more challenges for the hero, or more moments where Sam learns new lessons. These suggestions are part of the critical response too, because they help people think about how stories can improve or how filmmakers can add more exciting moments. For children, this shows that it is okay to have opinions about stories, and talking about what we like or don't like can make watching movies even more fun. It also teaches kids that even experts can share their ideas and everyone can learn something new from watching, thinking, and discussing a movie like Samaritan. Finally, The critical response contributed to how the movie became known and remembered by people around the world. When critics shared their opinions, more children and families became interested in watching Samaritan, learning lessons about courage, kindness, and hope. The positive reviews encouraged kids to imagine themselves as heroes in their own ways, helping others and standing up for what is right. The movie's critical response also helped parents and teachers see that it is a story with meaningful messages for children. Overall, the critical response of Samaritan shows that heroes, bravery, and hope are important in stories. And it helps children understand how a good movie can inspire, teach, and excite people while making them think about the value of kindness and courage in real life. The box office collection of a movie tells how much money the movie earned when people went to watch it in theaters. For the movie Samaritan, this is an important part of understanding its contribution because it shows how many people were excited to see the story of the superhero Joe and the young boy Sam. When children, families, and fans of superhero adventures go to the theater to watch a movie, they help the movie earn money, and this is counted as the box office collection. The bigger the collection, the more people enjoyed the movie and wanted to see it. For kids, this shows that when many people like a story, it means the adventure, the heroism, and the lessons in the movie are reaching and inspiring a lot of hearts all over the world. The box office collection also helps the people who made the movie understand that their hard work was appreciated. Making a movie like Samaritan takes a lot of time, creativity, and effort. There are many people behind the scenes, like actors, directors, costume designers, and special effects teams, all working together to bring the hero and the city to life. When the movie earns a good box office collection, it tells the creators that children and families loved the story, the action, and the lessons about bravery, hope, and kindness. Kids can learn from this that when we work hard on something meaningful, our efforts can make others happy and leave a positive impact. Just like Joe and Sam's actions inspired everyone in the city. Another contribution of the box office collection is that it allows movies like Samaritan to reach even more people. When a movie earns a lot of money, the studios know that audiences are interested in watching it. And sometimes, this leads to the movie being shown in more theaters or even inspiring similar movies in the future. This means more children can watch the adventures of Samaritan, learn about courage, help others, and enjoy exciting action scenes. Box office success also encourages filmmakers to create more stories filled with heroes, hope, and fun adventures that kids can enjoy. It shows that a story that touches hearts and teaches important lessons can grow and reach children all over the world. Finally, the box office collection is not just about money, is also a way to measure the excitement, joy, and inspiration the movie brings to children and families. For kids, knowing that many people went to watch Samaritan shows that heroes like Joe and young dreamers like Sam are loved and admired by many. It makes children feel proud of enjoying a story that teaches bravery, friendship, and kindness. The box office contribution shows that stories about hope and courage can have a big impact and reach hearts everywhere. Samaritan earned its place as a memorable and inspiring movie, teaching children that believing in good, helping others, and standing up for what is right is always important. Just like the hero in the story, the marketing of a movie is how people tell the world about it and make them excited to watch it. For the movie Samaritan, marketing was very important because it helped children, teenagers, and families learn about the exciting story of Joe, the superhero, and young Sam. Marketing includes things like posters, trailers, videos, interviews with the actors, and even sharing pictures online. These help people see how fun, adventurous, and exciting the movie is before it comes to theaters or home media. For kids, marketing made them curious and happy, giving them a glimpse of the hero's powers, the thrilling fights with villains, and the lessons about bravery and kindness that they could learn from the movie. It helped make children dream about being heroes themselves. Marketing also made sure that families knew about the story and the important messages in Samaritan. Through marketing, children saw that the movie was about more than just fighting. Bad Guys It was about hope, courage, helping others, and believing in good things. Posters and videos showed Sam, the young boy, looking curious and brave. And this made children feel excited to follow him on his journey. Interviews with the actors and videos from behind the scenes showed how much effort went into making the hero come alive, which inspired kids to appreciate teamwork and creativity. The marketing made the story accessible and fun, helping children understand that heroes are not only strong but also kind and caring. Another contribution of marketing was that it created a feeling of excitement and anticipation. Kids could talk about the movie with friends at school, imagine the adventures of Joe and Sam, and guess what might happen next in the story. Marketing made the city, the hero, and the action feel real and thrilling even before anyone saw the movie. It encouraged children to share the excitement with their families and watch the movie together, turning Samaritan into a fun experience they could enjoy as a team. This shows that marketing doesn't just tell people about a movie, it makes them feel part of the story, imagining themselves as brave and helpful heroes just like Joe and Sam. Finally, marketing helped the movie reach children and families all over the world, not just in theaters but also through home media and streaming. It reminded people when the movie was coming, showed them the most exciting parts without spoiling the story, and made them want to see how the hero saved the city and inspired hope. For children, marketing is like a magical invitation to go on an adventure, teaching them about bravery, kindness, and never giving up. The marketing of Samaritan made the story popular, fun, and exciting, showing that even the best hero cannot reach everyone without telling people about the adventure. Through marketing, Joe and Sam's journey became known and loved by children everywhere, inspiring them to believe in heroes and do good in their own lives. Sylvester Stallone played the very important role of Joe Smith in the movie Samaritan. Joe is not just any character. He is actually the superhero Samaritan, who was believed to be gone for many years. In the movie, Sylvester Stallone brings Joe to life by showing that he is strong, brave, and kind, but also quiet, thoughtful, and sometimes sad because of his past. Kids watching the movie can see how Joe wants to help people but is also worried about the mistakes and dangers from long ago. Sylvester Stallone's performance helps children understand that heroes are not perfect. They are brave, but they also feel fear, sadness, and responsibility. Through his acting, he makes Joe relatable and teaches children that even heroes have feelings. And it is okay to feel scared sometimes, as long as you try to do the right thing in the movie. Stallone also shows the exciting superhero side of Joe, who is called Samaritan. He runs fast, jumps high, and fights dangerous villains to protect people in the city. Kids can enjoy seeing how strong and clever Joe is when he saves people from bad guys and dangerous situations. Sylvester Stallone makes every action scene feel real and thrilling, helping children feel the excitement and adventure. His performance shows that being a hero is not just about fighting, it is also about thinking smart, helping others, and staying brave even when things are very difficult. Children can learn from his example that courage, kindness, and helping others are just as important as being strong. Playing a character like Joe/Samaritan was not easy for Sylvester Stallone. He had to perform many difficult stunts, including running, jumping, and fighting scenes, while also showing deep emotions like sadness, hope, and courage. Sometimes, filming these scenes can be tiring, dangerous, or challenging because they require physical strength and concentration. Stallone had to make sure every scene looked exciting and believable, while also showing the softer, human side of Joe that makes the story meaningful. Kids can understand from this that heroes work very hard to do good things, and sometimes helping others takes patience, effort, and courage. Just like Stallone had to show in his performance. Finally, Sylvester Stallone's contribution made the story of Samaritan unforgettable. He helped the audience believe that Joe was a real hero who had returned to save the city and inspire hope. His acting made Sam, the young boy in the story, feel inspired, and it also inspired children watching the movie to believe in bravery, kindness, and standing up for what is right. Through Stallone's performance, kids learn that heroes are not only people with superpowers, they are people who care, protect, and help others even when it is hard. Sylvester Stallone brought heart, action, and inspiration to the movie, showing children that being brave, helping friends, and never giving up are the true marks of a hero. Javon Walton played the important role of Sam Cleary in the movie Samaritan. Sam is a young, curious, and brave boy who lives in a city that has been quiet and a little scary for many years. He has always heard stories about a superhero named Samaritan, who disappeared long ago, and he dreams of seeing a hero again. In the movie, Javon Walton brings Sam to life by showing his excitement, hope, and courage in a way that children can understand and enjoy. Sam's curiosity and determination to find the truth about the mysterious Joe Smith help drive the story forward. Through his performance, Walton teaches children that being brave does not always mean fighting. It can also mean asking questions, seeking the truth, and caring about the people around you. Sam Cleary is not only curious, but also very smart and clever. Javon Walton shows how Sam notices small details and tries to figure out who Joe really is. He watches, asks questions, and even takes little risks to help people and learn more about the hero of the city. Walton's performance makes Sam feel real, showing children that even a young boy can make a difference in a big world. Kids watching the movie can see themselves in Sam. He is not a superhero with powers, but his bravery, kindness, and clever thinking help Joe, the real hero, and protect the city in his own way. Walton's acting helps children understand that courage comes in many forms, and anyone can be a hero if they try to do good. Playing Sam was not always easy for Javon Walton. He had to perform scenes that were physically challenging, like running, climbing, or escaping dangerous situations, while also showing emotions like fear, excitement, and determination. Sometimes filming these scenes can be tiring or a little scary, but Walton managed to make Sam brave and believable. He also had to act alongside Sylvester Stallone, who plays Joe/Samaritan, and show how Sam learns from the hero while also inspiring him. This balance between fear, courage, and hope was very important to the story. And Walton did it in a way that children could easily understand. Kids can learn from this that even when something seems hard or scary, facing it with courage and determination can help you grow and make a difference. Finally, Javon Walton's contribution made the story of Samaritan exciting, inspiring, and relatable for children. His character, Sam, shows that even young people can have a big impact on the world by being brave, curious, and kind. Walton's performance helps children feel the excitement of adventure, the importance of friendship, and the value of believing in heroes and hope. Through Sam's eyes, the audience experiences the journey of discovering a hero, learning life lessons, and understanding that helping others is one of the greatest forms of courage. Javon Walton's role as Sam Cleary added heart, energy, and inspiration to the movie, making it easy for kids to imagine themselves as heroes in their own lives.